everybody, welcome back to Diggers Comics and Collectibles, located in beautiful downtown Hemet, California. In this video, we're going to talk about DC Comics' newest and most terrifying event, Night Terrors. Night Terrors will be taking place this July and August and will feature a host of 2-issue miniseries, each spotlighting a DC superhero or supervillain confronting their worst nightmares in a nightmare realm. Now, each featured hero or villain that has a current ongoing series will see that series pause for the 2 months that Night Terrors takes over, so you don't have to feel overwhelmed trying to read the regular series and Night Terrors. We're talking Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Black Adam, Harley Quinn, Nightwing, Poison Ivy, Punchline, Robin, Shazam, The Flash, the Titans, Zatanna, Angel Breaker, Ravager, and the Joker. Make sure you look over the checklist and let us know which titles you want to add to your pull list. You can find the checklist on our website, diggerscomics.com. Just click on the Night Terrors logo on our page to see the checklist. Now, let's take a look at the main covers as well as the variants available for the titles in the series. Please be aware that these graphics are missing the titles and numbering on the covers. When the books come out, they will have the proper trade dress. Okay, let's do it! Kicking off the Lion-White event is the oversized special Night Terrors First Blood #1 from Joshua Williamson and Howard Porter. When Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman find the body of one of their earliest enemies inside the Hall of Justice, their investigation takes them past the land of the living, beyond the land of the dead, and directly to a new villain called Insomnia, who uses his powers to engulf every single hero and villain in their own dark and twisted nightmares. The only way to save the world is to call for the help of an unlikely hero, Deadman. Night Terrors First Blood #1 one-shot special issue will be available right here at Diggers Comics on July 5th. The main Night Terrors story will take place over 4 issues, written by Joshua Williamson with art by Giuseppe Camicoli, Stefano Nezzi, and Casper Wingard, in which Boston Brand, also known as Deadman, serves as the supernatural tour guide. Following the events of Night Terrors First Blood #1, everyone in the world is trapped inside their nightmares, and Batman and Deadman are trying to figure out who Insomnia really is and why he wants revenge on the heroes of the DC Universe. Night Terrors #1 will be available on July 12th. Here are all the 2-issue miniseries that will fill out the Night Terrors story with their main covers and the variants available. When you're the Clown Prince of Crime, what kind of nightmare do you have? Working a 9-to-5 job. How will the Joker handle meetings that could have been emails? Why did management cancel Bring Your Child to Work Day? Who will want to have small talk at the coffee machine? What is Alexis going to bring for lunch? And who is the masked madman terrorizing Gotham at night? Night Terrors, the Joker #1 will be available on July 5th. It's another absolutely gorgeous and serene day in Pamela Isley's lovely little new neighborhood in Night Terrors Poison Ivy #1. Everything and everyone here is wall-to-wall smiles. Nothing ever goes wrong. Everyone is friends, and best of all, it's made just for Ivy with lots and lots of love. Now, Pammy, don't frown, don't fuss, and don't fret. Just because this wasn't what you thought you wanted, that doesn't mean it won't fit you like a glove. Have some pie, dear. Don't think too hard and just smile. Night Terrors Poison Ivy #1 arrives on July 5th. Black Adam is defending Kahndaq from a border assault when the deadly nightmare wave sweeps the planet, putting all people into the nightmare realm. But what are his deepest, darkest nightmares? What horror can put fear into the heart of Black Adam? Night Terrors Black Adam #1 will be available on July 5th. Ever since becoming Batman, Bruce Wayne has been a creature of the night. But now, trapped in the nightmare realm, Bruce is stalked by the horrors he's created. Can he escape before his own nightmares pull him deeper into the darkness? Night Terrors Batman #1 will be available on July 5th. Ravager is separated from Stormwatch and trapped in a nightmare world where she must protect her younger self from being consumed and corrupted by the Murder Man and his blood-crazed Slaughter Squadron in Night Terrors Ravager #1. Can Ravager protect a young Rose Wilson without losing her own identity? Why does the Murder Man seem so familiar, and how does he know so much about Rose? Night Terrors Ravager #1 will be available on July 5th. A former and current Robin are stuck in the nightmare realm together. Jason Todd and Tim Drake must fight against their own worst fears and each other as they're forced to relive the darkest moments of their lives in Night Terrors Robin #1, available on July 12th. After the Flash family freed Barry Allen from the dimension Pariah locked him in, the Scarlet Speedster was able to return home for some quality time with Iris and his other loved ones. But when the world is plunged into the nightmare realm, Barry's trapped in a different cage, and he'll have to find a way out on his own. In Night Terrors The Flash #1, available on July 12th. When the nightmare wave struck, the entire Shazam family was plunged into the terrifying landscape of their own fears. Though no fears ran deeper than those of Mary Marvel, haunted by a twisted version of her heroic brother, Teth Shazam. Night Terrors Shazam #1 will be available on July 12th. Most of the world is trapped in the nightmare realm. One of the few still awake is Zatanna, who must defend her unconscious allies Wonder Woman and Detective Chimp from Insomnia's sleepless nights, led by their horrifying Sleepless Queen. But the outnumbered Zatanna can't do it alone. She uses her magic to summon any champion that is still awake, which puts her in an unlikely team-up with one of the world's strangest superheroes, the unstoppable Doom Patrol's Robot Man. Night Terrors Zatanna #1 will be available on July 12th. Something is wrong in Sector 2814, and Hal Jordan, Kilowog, and other Lanterns must find the mysterious disturbance despite a ban on any of Earth's Green Lanterns leaving their world in Night Terrors Green Lantern #1. What they discover is a planet controlled by a familiar face, the face of Hal's greatest fear. And in a backup story, Sinestro finds himself thrust into a new reality that drags him into the darkest corners of his past, and perhaps his future. Night Terrors Green Lantern #1 will be available on July 12th. Catwoman murdered Valmont, the man she loved, in order to save the other man she loved, Batman. She broke Batman's one rule, and he will never forgive her for it. But Selina prays to Sister Zero for forgiveness and to wake up from the nightmare realm. Night Terrors Catwoman #1 is available on July 19th. Alexis K, also known as Punchline, has no fears, or so she'd have you believe. They will be pried out of her in the nightmare world where she's being hunted, and she'll be forced to face her deepest, darkest nightmare in true horror movie fashion. Night Terrors Punchline number 1 will be available on July 19th. Night Terrors Nightwing number 1 explores what gives Dick Grayson nightmares. Dick wakes up in jail to realize a nightmare has come to life. He murdered someone he loves. And the only thing making it worse is his past coming to haunt him in the form of humanoid pigs playing the characters of his childhood at Haley's Circus, scene by scene, leading up to the night of his parents' death. The Batgirls try to help Nightwing figure out who framed him, or why he killed someone. But it's his cellmates and the other unlikely villains in jail who may help him solve the mystery. Night Terrors Nightwing number 1 will be available on July 19th. After investigating an alarming intrusion at the now defunct Hall of Justice, Wonder Woman and her unexpected new ally, Detective Chimp, suddenly find themselves in a world where their worst nightmares come to life. Who could possibly defeat these things that go bump in the night? The Justice League Dark. The Amazon princess reunites with her old team to save the world from a sweet dream turned into a beautiful nightmare. Night Terrors Wonder Woman number 1 arrives on July 19th. Clark Kent knows why he's been pulled into the Nightmare Realm and goes in search of his family and friends. But that journey takes him to the haunted Nightly Planet, where he is confronted by the Super Reaper. In the waking world, Superman was mid-flight when he was hit by the Nightmare Wave, and where he crash lands will surprise you. Night Terrors Superman number 1 will be available on July 19th. Harley Quinn finds herself in a world beyond both the waking world and that of dreams in Night Terrors Harley Quinn number 1. Harley's nightmare world is one where her every choice creates a series of infinitely rippling profane reverberations. Night Terrors Harley Quinn number 1 is available on July 26th. Deep in an abandoned Cobra safe house is a device able to access the dream powers of John Dee, also known as Dr. Destiny. As heroes across the world succumb to nightmares, Angel Breaker wants it. Now, to infiltrate a Hall of Horrors, she'll need the help of a professional thief, the man known as Raptor. But Angel Breaker and Raptor aren't exactly friends. Can the mysterious merc trust a man who feels nothing but grudges as the strange pair encounter a horror as old as the Coda Sisterhood and even more dangerous? Night Terrors Angel Breaker number 1 will be available on July 26th. Power Girl faces off against herself, and the Super Twins are being hunted by Cyborg Superman in Night Terrors Action Comics number 1. Paige may have narrowly escaped the grasp of the devious Johnny Sorrow, but all of that was just a warm-up for the real villain inside. Meanwhile, the Super Twins are lost in a terrifying dreamscape and are being hunted by a nightmare version of their own adopted father, the murderous Cyborg Superman. Can Superboy, Kong Kenan, and the Steel family find the twins in time to save them? Or will they join his bloody list of victims? Night Terrors Action Comics number 1 will be available on July 26th. In Night Terrors Detective Comics number 1, Jim Gordon stumbles upon a sacred ritual held by 3 disciples chanting around an enchanted clock, and one of them is wearing the robotic bat suit that Jim donned many years ago as Batman. Except this suit seems to have been soldered directly into the flesh of the wearer. What do these creatures want with Gotham, and why are they also targeting Jim's daughter Babs? This has to be a dream, right? Night Terrors Detective Comics number 1 will be available on July 26th. After plummeting into the nightmare realm, the remaining members of the Titans come face to face with a fevered dream turned reality. The Terror Titans in Night Terror's Titans #1. These warped versions of our heroes are prepared to do anything to become the next Justice League, even kill. Night Terror's Titans #1 will be available on July 26th. So we got the Night Terror's First Blood one-shot, the 4-issue miniseries, the 20 miniseries consisting of 2 issues each. And we didn't even talk about the other one-shot, Night Terror's Night's End. The terrifying Night Terrors event concludes in this thrilling, oversized one-shot. I'm not going to share much about this issue because it could spoil things for you before you read the series. All I will say is, don't miss the exciting ending that continues the Dawn of DC mystery and introduces a new character. Wait, you're probably asking, who's the new character? And are they a hero or a villain? Well, you'll just have to read to find out. Night Terror's Night's End one-shot will be available on August 30th, right here at Diggers Comics and Collectibles. I know it sounds like a lot of books, and it is, but remember, all of the regular DC titles will be taking a pause to let you enjoy this 2-month adventure. So like I said at the beginning of the video, make sure you look over the checklist and let us know which titles you want us to hold for you. Again, the checklist can be found at diggerscomics.com. Just click on the Night Terrors logo on the main page. That's gonna do it. I hope you found the video useful, and I hope we hear from you so we can guarantee you get the books and covers you want. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have fun, and we'll see you soon.